Hello Seagulls fans and welcome to Seagulls TV for our Round 5 team announcement video. This week we travel out to Avalon Airport Oval to face Werribee Saturday night, and football manager Chris Dixon joins us once again. Chris, get straight into it. Another exciting new debutant to make his Seagulls debut this weekend.
We've got Buykx-Smith coming in for his first game, so really excited about him, I guess his talents in general, but also what he can achieve for us this week. So had a few minor issues sort of over the pre-season, so it's probably a bit behind compared to some of the other boys, but really confident we've put him up to speed now, and look, he's going to be a really exciting prospect who wasn't too far off from being drafted last year, and he's one we're really confident that we can hopefully get him to that next level eventually. So it's first senior game for the club, looking forward to seeing what he can do, and yeah, what a time to debut coming up against a team that's undefeated and that many are probably touting as premiership favourites.
Yes, good luck to him, and we'll get straight into the team now as we take a look at the back line. Great to see Cameron Lockwood back out there on the weekend. He'll be obviously better for that first run.
Yeah, exactly. Look, we were pretty keen to get him involved as soon as possible, so to bring him up to speed to senior football. So he's got the versatility, as we saw against Port Melbourne, that he played both ends of the ground. So that's one of his key strengths, was his flexibility to sort of play in all areas of the ground. So look, no doubt he'll be better for the run, as you said, and looking forward to hitting those heights that we saw come the end of last year.
It's great to have him back. As we take a look at the midfield, I think it's going to be a pretty crucial battle in there, given North Melbourne had the full alignment with Werribee. There's obviously going to be a lot of great players moving through there for both sides.
Certainly, and I think looking at the numbers, they're ranked number one for disposals across the ground. So they've had a lot of young talent throughout their midfield. Jamont, who was sort of at North Ballarat last year, I should say. And then a lot of their Werribee listed guys as well, sort of Conway, Hanson. A couple of really handy players on the outside, and sort of Farron Ray, Aaron Mullett. So they've got a lot of talent there. Obviously going to a full alignment situation, it's strengthened their list considerably. So that's going to be a real key battle around the midfield, and one we're going to have to really dig in and fight for.
And take a look now at the forward line, and I thought Sam Donnell was huge, especially down the stretch last week with those two crucial goals to help us get over the line. He's had another great start to the year.
It was really important, so it's one of those ones where it just shows his value to us as a footy club. So to kick those two goals, especially that second one, was just a great individual effort to, I guess, smother, recover, and then beat sort of two or three opponents to kick a goal at a really important time of the game. So yeah, he's great in terms of what he does from his own talents, but also his coaching and leadership's great, and sets a really good example for our younger players out there.
Yeah, he was pretty stiff not to make the top 5 VFL players of the week, I thought, with that, but anyway, that's another topic altogether. So you look at the interchange, and getting back to Buykx-Smith, obviously you probably brought him in as a defender. Is that where we can expect to see him play mostly on the weekend? Or?
I think predominantly, but he's also played a lot of footy forward as well. Even last year he went back for his local side, played in the Gippsland Grand Final as a key forward. So he's got that ability to play both ends, which is really important, I guess, these days with matchups and rotations, that he's got the ability to flip pretty quickly. So obviously our supporters would have seen him playing predominantly down back so far, although he has been a bit forward as well. So look, no doubt we'll probably see him at both ends at some point, but I think you're right in that he will, long term, will definitely look to develop as a key defender. And I think he's got the bit of a nickname as mini Peter Faulks. He's sort of the same body shape and haircut, so Faulks is trying to sort of take him under the wing and no doubt develop into hopefully an AFL prospect by the end of the year.
He's certainly in that Faulksy mould, that's for sure. Take a look at the game itself, I suppose. It's a really big showcase game for both clubs. So Werribee's first home game at Avalon Airport Oval this year, so they'll be pumping that up. But good chance for us to really test where we are at this early stage in the year against one of the informed sides of the competition.
You look, and they've been outstanding, their performances so far. They're obviously undefeated. They did a really good job on the Bulldogs last week and had a really comprehensive victory. So we're well aware of the challenge. We know that we're going to have to play our best footy to get the result, and that's something that all our players are aware of. Even though we got the 4 points last week, there were certainly probably aspects of disappointment from the coaching staff and also the players as well. So hopefully we can really bounce back from that and hopefully hit our heights, because there's no sure of it that we need to play at absolute 100% this week. They're a talented side. You only need to look at the guys that are probably missing out. I think they had sort of 3 AFL listed players playing their reserves team last week, and a lot of quality guys who'll be walking into most other VFL teams. So their depth is really outstanding, and the quality of players they've got is outstanding. And look, it's going to be a great chance for us to test ourselves under lights out there. It's always a big game in the Western Derby, so looking forward to going to the contest and seeing how we perform.
One of the huge matchups for the derby will be no doubt Nick Meese versus Majak Dor. Both have had varying success against each other in the past. Meese is in obviously great form. Another 71 hit-outs on the weekend was a huge, colossal effort. That's going to be worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah, look, and Meesy's obviously been in pretty good form for us, and I guess we've all seen what Madge has been able to do, I guess in the ruck and also up forward. He actually also played as a midfielder at times last week, so that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on. But it's going to be a great battle, as you said. Probably two contrasting styles in terms of their ruck work, but look, it's probably going to be really important to make sure that whichever midfield's getting sort of first use is going to go a long way to winning the game, so it's going to be a key battle, no doubt.
And just one final one on Werribee. They're averaging 110 points per game at this early stage in the year. Obviously, the full alignment helps with their forward line set up with the likes of Wood, Black and Nahas down there, and Dora, obviously, when he rolls through. It's going to be probably a really big factor that you guys are going to have to keep tabs on.
Yeah, have a look at that forward line. I think they're all pretty dangerous up there. There's no sort of weak links, and even some of their younger players, like the Will Fordham, who played really well against us last year. So, looking at their forward line, there's probably not one or two standouts. There's sort of 6 or 7 guys that we're going to have to cover off. So, it is going to be really important. As you mentioned, they've been a high-scoring team. I think they're leading the competition so far in that regard. So, if we had played them down there on Sunday with the wind, they might have found it a bit tougher, but I think it's going to be a bit better conditions. So, look, we're going to have to be at our defensive best, and there's no doubt about that. Well, we need to make sure that the game's not a shootout and that we're trying to restrict them as much as possible.
Well, if you'd like to come along to the game and don't feel like driving up the highway, we do have our supporters bus running from Seagull's Nest here in Mason Street, Newport. That'll take off at 6 o'clock. And yeah, $20 for a round trip there. Dicko, it's another triple header as well. We've got the TAC Cup, Western Jets taking on Geelong Falcons at 1 o'clock, development at 4 and then seniors at 7. Another great day for supporters to come out and see all the Williamstown and Jets players in action.
Yeah, big day of football out there. So obviously it's tied in well with the Jets playing against the Falcons, obviously the aligned teams for both VFL clubs. So 3 games in a row if you're up to watching 3 games of footy, but look, certainly we want all supporters out there. Short trip up the highway, it's going to be a huge game, and we want to make sure that we've got plenty of blue and gold out there cheering the boys on, and hopefully if we play to our best footy, we'll get the result.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you out there Saturday night.